Join JauntTV as we discover the tiny island of Bermuda, only 21 square miles in the middle of the North Atlantic Ocean. Upon descent to the island, one can't help but notice how crystal blue the ocean is against the powdery white sand. Even when it's windy, the water stays deliciously clear. Sailboats and birds are common sightings. Bermudians are practical. Due to the amount of rainfall, the island is lush green with vegetation everywhere. Farmers rent small plots of land from owners and plant various crops. All buildings have white roofs, scaled to collect rainwater, their only water resource. And the houses are all painted delightfully muted pastel colors. It seems to fit into the serenity of the island. As a British territory, driving is on the left side of the road. With only 65,000 people, they limit cars to one per family, all compact in size. It's amazing how fast the buses maneuver through the narrow roads. Bermuda is a relaxation destination. Miami is known for its white sand beaches, high-rise buildings, and Latino culture, music, and food. Not for its art. But that's changing thanks to the international attention brought to the scene by Switzerland's Art Basel, which comes to Miami every December and has installations at Collins Park and in other places around the city. JauntTV visited some of the places to see year-round, including the expanded Bass Museum of Art, which boasts modern art collections and exhibitions high up a list of art aficionados. Starting with the lobby, where everybody is welcome, to rooms with catchy themes, there's something for everyone to enjoy. Another burgeoning arts district was once a sketchy strip of Miami known as Wynwood. In just a few short years, the former warehouse district is a respected arts hub. It started with murals, street art, and graffiti, encouraged unconventionally by the neighborhood's early developers. Hotels have also joined into the local art scene. One in particular, the Gates Hotel South Beach, has large format photography by Jorge de la Torriente displayed on the walls of the lobby and lounge, guest rooms, and in between the meeting rooms. His photos are of coastal, seaside, and landscapes from South Florida and Cuba and deliver an emotional resonance. Miami is an international city at Florida's southeastern tip. Its Cuban influence is reflected in the cafes and shops that line Calle 8, 8th Street in Little Havana. JauntTV got to explore the area, where we take a walk back in time and feel like a Cuban. Well, almost. Little Havana is in the heart of Miami's vibrant Cuban heart. There's a memorial park with monuments to many Cuban heroes, including the memorial flame to the heroes of the Bay of Pigs. In the center of the park is a large ceiba tree with things around it. These are offerings left by patrons affected by the souls there. At Domino Park, as the locals call it, you can see the older generation of Cubans meet to play dominoes and chess each day. Calle 8 has open-air grocers, walk-up windows that sell sugarcane drinks. There are a number of cigar shops where hand-rolling is commonplace. Having a Cuban coffee is a must. There are well-known bars and restaurants with art and stages for live music. 8th Street is home of Versailles Restaurant, a landmark eatery and popular place for Cuban food and social gathering in Miami. On a trip to the Old Havana neighborhood in Miami, Florida, we learn the art of hand-rolling cigars at El Titan de Bronze. Fine cigars are rolled by hand rather than machine-made, and this is skilled work. The filler must be packed evenly for the cigar to burn smoothly, and the wrapper should be wound in an even spiral around the cigar. A blend or specific combination of leaves of tobacco is prepared for each cigar roller. Each blend has a unique flavor that is produced by the types of tobacco leaves used. After the blend is ready, it is formed into a rough cylinder of tobacco called a bunch. Great care is taken to make sure that the leaves are laid in the bunch uniformly and straight. This ensures that the finished cigar will not have any hard or soft spots, which inhibit the cigar from drawing freely or cause it to burn fast and hot. After the bunch is created, it is tightly wrapped in a coarse layer of tobacco called a binder. The binder gives the cigar its structure, shape, and ability to maintain its moisture content.
The bound bunch is then placed into a mold. The mold contains approximately 10 finished cigars and is put into a screw-type press along with other molds to avoid showing any creases through the wrapper on the finished cigar. Relax and enjoy. On a recent stay at the Gates Hotel in South Beach, Florida, our group was treated to a Casa Noble tequila tasting by the general manager Brent McNally and Ryan, the cocktail manager. Tequila is a regionally distilled alcoholic beverage made from the blue agave plant. We start with the Blanco. Blanco is rarely aged more than a couple of weeks, making it the purest form of tequila. As a variation to salt and lime, we dipped orange slices in cinnamon to accompany our tequila. Reposado means rested in Spanish, and reposados rest anywhere from 2 months to a year before they are bottled. Reposados take on the gold hue from the barrels in which they're aged. They are typically aged in oak or white oak barrels, and the type of barrel changes the flavor of each distillery's tequila. Añejo tequilas are aged from 1 to 3 years and are considered the best type of tequila for sipping because of their smoother flavor. Añejo means vintage, and they are darker than reposado tequilas. They don't need to be served cold because they have been aged so long. Salud!
Antigua is one of the 2 major islands that make up the eastern Caribbean nation of Antigua and Barbuda, discovered by Christopher Columbus in 1493. Ringed with coral reefs, the island is known as the land of 365 beaches, for guess what? It's sandy beaches. The island is famous also for its luxury resorts and hotels. Carlisle Bay is one such property. The entrance is beautifully landscaped and groomed, with a big open veranda area and koi pond. Met with a cool towel and a welcome beverage, guests are led to one of the 87 Caribbean-style suites. The comfortable, spacious suites are all ocean-facing, with private balconies or terraces. There are a variety of delicious food options at the resort. Chill at the beach, relax in the luxurious spa, participate in yoga, enjoy the nature of the rainforest, or water sports. On-land excursions can let visitors check out the town of St. John. Here you'll find places to eat and shop. Visit the fresh seafood in the fish market and fruit and vegetables in the produce market to see how the locals live. Antigua has a UNESCO site, Nelson's Dockyard, where Admiral Horatio Nelson made his base in the 1780s. The area has a marina and the Dockyard Museum. On the summit is Shirley Heights, a restored military lookout and gun battery. This high point affords spectacular views of English and Falmouth harbors. The best view in Antigua. Come with us as JauntTV takes an intrepid ride through Aruba's rugged outback. Away from the glamorous hotels and white sandy beaches, Aruba is a desert island full of cacti, iguanas, goats, donkeys, and strange boulder formations. One unique experience is taking a drive in an all-terrain vehicle over the island's countryside, where constant trade winds keep things cool. Lots of people rent four-wheel vehicles, but if you don't want to drive yourself, then tour companies like De Palm Tours will do it for you. We were picked up at our hotel and taken in an open-air Land Rover to the natural pools. They're located in a secluded stretch of coastline that's only accessible by four-wheel drive, foot, or horseback. 86 steps later, with dramatic waves crashing over the rocks, is a unique volcanic stone formation that has created the tranquil pool. Everyone puts on their snorkel gear to explore the waters underneath. Our tour culminated with lunch at Zerover's, a sweet spot on the water known for serving the fresh catch of the day, grilled or fried. And let's not forget the cold beer. Join JauntTV to learn how to make keshiena, Aruba and Curaçao's local dish. Keshiena is traditionally made in a hollowed-out rind of a 4-pound wheel of Gouda or Edam cheese, and it's a must recipe during the holidays. In the island dialect of Papiamento, keshi is a version of kaas, meaning cheese in Dutch. It is believed the dish originated from the Dutch Empire slaves of the Dutch West Indies to best utilize all the food available to them. As it moved to the Dutch islands, islanders needed to use every scrap while waiting for the next sailing ship to bring in provisions. For our cooking lesson, we used chicken already prepared for us. We sautéed a combination of diced tomatoes, onions, bell peppers, and garlic. Cocktail onions, green olives, raisins, prunes, cashew nuts, capers, soy sauce, a couple of Dutch sauces. Ketchup, salt, and pepper were added and stirred in a frying pan. Last, we added the chicken. Then we lined many Dutch oven casserole dishes with Gouda cheese, added the sautéed contents, and topped it off with more Gouda. After baking for 15 or 20 minutes, we got a molten pot of yum. It's smakelijk, the Dutch equivalent of bon appetit. Deep in the rainforest of Panama, on the banks of tributary rivers of the canal watershed, resides the indigenous Emberá community. There are approximately 33,000 people living in Panama who identify as Emberá, many of them living in natural reserves. JauntTV takes a canoe ride to visit some of these native people in the dense jungles of Chagres, where they make their living entertaining tourists. Visitors catch a ride up the river in traditional hand-carved canoes. The stop to the natural waterfall for a dip is easy, but the trek to the waterfall can be a bit treacherous. Arriving at the village, guests are treated to ancient Emberá dances. We learn some of their rituals and have a traditional lunch of fresh fish and plantains. There are offerings of temporary tattoos and handicrafts for purchase. The diversity of vegetation and wildlife makes it a tropical adventure and a dramatic contrast to the busy city. Join JauntTV only in Panama City, Panama to discover the art and architecture of its historic city, Costa Viejo. Panama City, the capital of Panama, is framed by the Pacific Ocean and the man-made Panama Canal. The city of Panama was founded in 1519 as a starting point for expeditions. In 1671, the original city of Panama Viejo was destroyed by a fire and re-established in 1673 as Costa Viejo, only 5 miles from the original settlement. Known for its colonial-era landmarks, Costa Viejo is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The area has non-stop ambience with history, religion, culture, bars, and restaurants. Costa Viejo is called Latin America's most beautiful Spanish colonial city, and it's probably because of its bougainvillea-filled plazas, wrought iron fixtures, window boxes, balconies, both restored and rundown colorful buildings, character doors, and graffiti art. The 28-block area is in the process of being restored with construction everywhere, but it's easily becoming the most attractive area of the city, where the cobblestone streets link boutique hotels, marketplaces, shops, cafes, and ruins. Can't wait to come back and see its transformation in the near future. Costa Rica is known for its surfing beaches and also for its volcanoes, rainforests, and biodiversity. JauntTV takes us on a nature journey near the Arenal volcano. 3 hours northwest of the capital of San Jose is the small town of La Fortuna, and close to there is the 103-room and suite Tabacón Thermal Resort and Spa. This resort is the only all-natural thermal mineral springs, with 20 warm pools and waterfalls heated by the magma of the Arenal volcano. The Shangri-La Garden is adults only, with 6 natural pools, hanging cabanas, and its own bar. The lush green environment with native flora keeps guests at home with nature, and the spa is a continuation of that serenity. The region is also known for its activities. Our zipline adventure included an unusual twist, with a Tarzan swing, where we not only got to drop from 40 feet, but we also could do tricks like hanging upside down. The horseback adventure took us on a lush ride past an all-green lake to a rare clear view of the Arenal volcano. On the way, we saw leaf ants and a salamander. The journey culminated with a lovely champagne lunch. Our hike to the waterfall was fabulous exercise and an opportunity to explore the protected jungle and the beauty of the area. A favorite excursion was a nighttime nature walk. in the dark, with our informative guide, we found creatures such as frogs, birds, and beetles, with a highlight of a sporus tattoo from a leaf. Costa Rica is a beautiful country in rugged, rainforested Central America, with coastlines on the Pacific and the Caribbean. Roughly a quarter of its area is made up of protected jungle, teeming with an amazing wealth of tropical flora, with more than 9,000 species of higher plants, 800 species of ferns, 1,200 orchid species, over 2,000 bromeliad species, and 30 species of heliconias. Mosses, ferns, and lichens, an organism combining algae and fungus, are also abundant and derive their moisture and nutrients from the air and the rain. You'd be hard-pressed not to take a stunning Costa Rica nature photo walk during your vacation in this gorgeous, lush country. Nicaragua is a Central American nation set between the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea, and is known for its lakes, volcanoes, rainforests, and beaches. We flew into the capital of Managua, Nicaragua's only international airport, and took a 2-hour drive over bumpy roads to our resort near San Juan del Sur. There's a smorgasbord of adventure options, including all the water sports, but we chose to experience a zipline canopy tour in the forest terrain. On the ride to the adventure, we came across monkeys, a sloth, and even some cattle herding. We were brought to the top of the mountain where we started the tour. From this point, we ziplined through the tops of ancient trees, across the forest, and down into the valley along 16 platforms for a total distance of 1.5 miles and reaching heights of over 165 feet from the ground. This left us time for a relaxing nap on the beach in a hammock. Ah, the good life. Caribbean's Cayman Brac is a little island 90 miles from Grand Cayman. It's only 14 square miles with a population of 1,800 Brackers. Brackers are a warm, outgoing, and friendly population. The Tourism Bureau offers free tours of their land to visitors. It's fun to see the locals jump rope with a beach vine and chase wild chickens. Brac means bluff in Gaelic. One of the most breathtaking spots is the lighthouse on a rugged 140-foot bluff with delicious waves breaking against the cliff. The island is made up of limestone, and there are multiple sinkholes and caves to explore, such as the Bat Cave, Pete's Cave, and the Halfway Round Cave. Trails expand throughout the island where visitors can find exotic flowers and plants, birdwatch, fish, and check out reptile habitats. With white sand beaches on the island, relaxing in the sun is a natural inclination, and the sunsets are not to be missed. Le Soleil d'Or is a lovely getaway and Cayman Islands' only farm-to-table wellness resort. The resort has well-appointed cottages spread out in 4 nearby locations. We were astounded when we saw the fresh produce coming from the resort's very own 20-acre organic farm at the top of the property. With limestone as their only natural resource, everything from the soil to the water has to be brought in to grow and maintain this farm, and the results are plentiful. Just about everything served in the dining room comes from the fruit, vegetables, and plants, and are used in the resort's Caribbean-inspired cuisine, juices, and cocktails. Cayman Brac is a great place to visit. You may be familiar with what a lionfish looks like, perhaps even tasted one, but I doubt you've ever learned to clean one. Today's jaunt will take us to Belize and show us how to clean this local dish. Lionfish are native to the Indo-Pacific, but are now established along the southeast coast of the U.S., the Caribbean, and in parts of the Gulf of Mexico. The theory is that people have been dumping their unwanted aquarium fish into the oceans. Lionfish have venomous spines that can be very painful when the fish is alive. However, they're harmless once the fish is on the chopping block. Chef Pappy shows us how.
A lot of people are really worried and paranoid about these things. It's just a matter of being careful and practice. But they'll cut them all off for the fear of getting, stabbed by them. Right now, it would just be just like a little prick with a sewing needle or something, but it won't do any damage.
Fish in general are usually spiny and hard to clean,
but the lionfish has only one little triangle section of bone to remove before it's ready to serve. Lightly sprinkle with a blackening spice. Simply sear in olive oil, giving it a little color, and in this case, put it on top of a green salad with a delicious vinaigrette. Lionfish can also be served as sushi or sashimi. Bon appetit!